The regular board meeting for Monday, April 21st, 2014 at approximately at 7:38 p.m. Would everyone stand for the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you remain standing, and I'll ask Trustee Pearson to lead us in a prayer tonight.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing everybody here tonight, and we ask that in your name you give everybody the one man and the thoughts to make this a successful night. We have a lot on the table here tonight, and we need your guidance because we don't seem to be able to get this done ourselves. Father, thanks for the safe passage here, and would you please give everybody safe passage away. And I want to say that we really, really need you tonight. So, in your precious Son, Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Trustee Vendel.
Here.
Trustee Pearson.
Here.
Trustee Smith.
Here.
Trustee Hunt.
Present.
Trustee Brown.
Here.
Trustee Henry.
Present.
All accounted for. 6 members of the council is here, and we have a quorum. Madam Clerk, is there any communication?
Not this evening, Mr. Mayor. We're moving per the agenda directly into old business, of which there is none, so I guess we're moving directly into new business.
Okay, good. Let the record reflect that the attorney, village attorney is not present. The attorney for the trustees is not present. Also, we have all the department heads with us and our village administrator. Stand Irvin. Mr. Irvin.
Yes, Mayor. First item on the active agenda under new business would be a letter of agreement between the Village of Dolton and the Kasperick accounting firm. This is being brought forward by Trustee Hunt. I would defer to Mr. Hunt, but I'd also let the board know that a representative of Mr. Kasperick's office is here to answer any and all questions. And you have the letter of agreement. You actually received 2. You want the second one that was submitted for April 18th is the one that you should be looking at, I believe.
Okay, you want to read the engagement letters? All the members.
Emailed,
I don't have it again.
it specifically goes into detail a timeline that would be the preparation of allocation of real estate taxes received to each respective fund, assistance or preparation of accounting for investments and investment income, if any, assistance in accounting for capital asset additions, dispositions and depreciation, assistance in making year-end adjustments for the closing of the books for audit, assistance in the preparation of working trial balances, reconcile interfund balances between all village funds, reconcile beginning accounts balances at May 1, 2012 to the audit balances at April 30th, 2012, prepare analysis of state revenue received to ensure proper posting, compile information for payroll company and ensure proper posting to the general ledger, prepare analysis of TIF funds to ensure proper recording, work with the village auditors to reserve any accounting issues, other general accounting or consulting as may be required by the treasurer. I would strike that by the finance director. Consult with the village administrator on financial audit and accounting matters as necessary. Attend meetings as directed by the village administrator. Our engagement is not designed and cannot be relied upon to disclose errors, irregularities, or illegal acts, including fraud or defalcations that may exist. However, we will inform you of any such matters that come to our attention. We will discuss with the village administrator such suggestions and recommendations concerning the financial affairs of the finance director's office as may come to our attention in the course of our work. We are also available for conferences concerning the above. Our fees for these services will be billed at $90 per hour Our fees will be billed monthly and payable within 10 days of the date of invoice. We anticipate the total cost of these services will be $36,000. If we anticipate that these fees will exceed this amount, we will discuss this with management in advance of incurring additional fees. The anticipated completion date for these tasks is September 1st, 2014. This engagement does not include any services not specifically included in this letter. We appreciate the opportunity to be of service to the Village of Dolton. We shall be pleased to discuss this letter with you at your convenience. If the foregoing is in accordance with your understanding, please sign the copy of this letter in the space provided and return it to us.
That's for 2012, correct?
Yes.
Can we, I want to make amendments. I thought we said not to exceed 36,000. I thought it was supposed to be finished by June 15th, right?
Yes, there's two separate ones. The one for fiscal year 12 should say June 15th.
Okay, that one says, so you might be reading 2013.
Nope, I'm reading exactly what was supplied. It says May 1st, 2012. I think what the representative is saying, that might have been a scrivener's error in what they presented in their engagement letter. So that date of May 1st, 2012 should be what?
Well, May 1st, 2012 to April 3rd, 2013.
That's what I mean.
That should be September
Okay,
1st.
see, Stan, on the first page of that engagement letter, does it say for the audit work for the fiscal year ended April 30th,
That
2013?
first page, the introduction page does. I was reading the actual engagement letter. In the engagement letter, it does say 2012, May 1st, 2012 to April 30th, 2012. And I believe
That's not what I have.
That should be
I
the
don't
one
have
for
it.
April
I have
30th.
April, 12, 13, and 14.
You know, the letter said April the 30th, 2012 through April the 30th, 2013.
The scrivener's error that should be corrected in
Then there's
2013.
2014. You see 3 dates on there?
Yeah, I see 3 different days, 12, 13, and 14.
On which page?
The front of,
And it's dated April 3rd.
Okay, those are the old prior engagements.
Those are the prior engagements. That's why I said those should be ignored at this point.
Yeah, but the second one don't have any.
but you don't have the second one at all.
Those were emailed out the minute I got them from the agency.
Well, we are addressing the situation, for the residents to know, we're looking at doing an audit for 2012 as well as 2013. Those audits have not been done. So now we're playing catch up right now, trying to get these audits done.
Okay, I have
You sent
it.
those out today? I'm sorry, just real quick. You sent those out, when did you send that out?
Last week, Friday afternoon, I think it was.
Okay, yeah, the one that emailed is April 18th. Yeah, this is, yes.
Can we make a motion so we can move it on? Well,
Not
Well,
yet. See,
what
I
you-
don't have the paperwork in front of
and
me.
this is 2 different companies right here. What we have in front of us is for Casperic, and what you emailed us is GW and Associates.
You got both, 2 different emails.
I didn't say that. I said what we have in front of us is Casperic, but what was emailed to us was,
I mean, do you have copies of what you have so we can pass it to the,
Yeah.
thank you.
you don't have.
For clarification, there were 2 emails, separate emails that were sent out on Friday. One had the Casperic attachment that's being duplicated right now, and we got the auditors came a little bit later, and there was additional information sent out today about the background of G&W auditors.
Take a minute.
Do you have copies of the David Gonzalez? Do you have copies of David Gonzalez?
Yeah. Well, on my phone, no, not in front of me.
Can we get copies of David Gonzalez?
I think that's what, she's doing now.
No, she's doing the Casperic. GW went out.
You want to take a recess until you get it all
Yeah.
straightened out?
Why don't we just move on to the next item on the agenda?
Those are 2 different letters.
Sir,
Item number 3, would be an ordinance amending section 1-6-6 of the Dolton Village Code with respect to the meetings of the board. This is ordinance 14-006. I refer to this as a housekeeping measure. This amendment will state and does state that as was a trial period, we went from 2 board meetings a month with no committee of the whole to now we have practiced 1 board meeting and 1 committee of the whole. With this amendment cleans it up, makes it legal so that we would go forward with 1 board meeting and 1 committee of the whole meeting with the option, which we've always had as we do tonight, to have board meetings in front of the cow meeting if needed. And I ask for your indulgence in a unanimous vote on this to clean it up.
I thought we had discussed just going back to board meeting.
I don't recall having that discussion with you, trustee.
I'm sorry, who had a discussion with me? Because we had a discussion about, because someone wanted to go back to the regular board meeting, but that's fine too.
I can make a motion to approve ordinance 14-006.
Second.
It's been a motion and seconded to approve ordinance number 14-006. Clerk is away from his desk. We'll take the roll call soon as she. Any discussion?
No.
Clerk is away from her desk. When she comes back, we'll take the roll call.
Would you like me to take the roll call since
Why not?
we're ready? Trustee Bendel.
Aye.
Trustee Pearson.
Aye.
Trustee Smith.
Aye.
Trustee Hunt.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Henry.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, 6 ayes. Motion carries.
And I think we should take a recess until you guys get organized, because this is unorganized. I think we should get all the paperwork in order, because you asked for paperwork for line item 1 and 2, and we don't have any paperwork.
We can
So
pleasure
you
the
gonna
board.
sit here?
Or if you can't, you would have to adjourn this meeting to move into the tower if you wanted to, or we can just do a recess, Mayor. It's your call.
I don't think we should delay this meeting. What is the clerk doing now?
She's making copies of the Casparic letters that were presented and the auditor's letters that were presented.
Okay, the board did not get those letters?
And there was email that
They were
they weren't able
emailed.
to print it or put it out. I mean, I'm okay with passing, it's just some people want to see physically.
What was in the packet is the old stuff, the new stuff isn't up to date.
And does anyone oppose what was in the packet?
No, I'm okay with it.
I wanna look at
Trustee
it.
Brown?
I'm okay with it.
Okay. Can we get a motion, just bring it back up, just get a motion and pass it. And the clerk can deliver the hard copies.
Mayor, you would ask for the motion.
Okay,
I don't feel comfortable doing that until I look at it.
so you want to take the time to read all of this right now?
I thought I had everything in front of me. I do not have everything in front of me, and I do not have my village phone in front of me to look at.
What was the email?
Yeah, but.
Friday afternoon.
Today, I looked at it Friday.
You looked at it Friday. Is it different anything from Monday to Friday?
What is being copied is what is Friday's, what was delivered via email.
And then we had some new additions to that.
No, sir.
I can't remember from Friday. It's now Monday, and there's a lot happened between
You just need
Friday
a
and
motion to
Monday.
accept the.
I don't understand why we can't just wait a minute. I mean, it's not like the world's gonna stop.
No, it's not how it works, so stop. You're gonna read
See there?
the whole engagement letter now?
Real quick, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's take a 5-minute recess. Can you get a motion to get a recess?
I make a motion for a 5-minute recess.
Second. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been motion to take a 5-minute recess. Roll call, please.
Roll call, trustee Bendel for
Aye.
recess. Trustee Pearson.
Aye.
Trustee Smith?
Aye.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Henry?
Okay, motion carries. 5-minute recess.
See
Okay, we'd like to convene the regular board meeting for tonight. First, after our recess, Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that we're starting back at 7:58. Okay. Trustee Fieldale has read the correspondence that was given to her. Are we talking about number one again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was there a motion on the floor? All right. Okay.
For clarity,
Yes.
these are for each separate year, 2011 and 2013? Or 12 and 13?
Yes. Yeah, I'd like to make a small amendment to it. Do I have to put a motion up first to get approval?
Well, we have it. She's clear, yeah. Are you clear? Was that answer clear to you, Trustee Findell?
He didn't say anything yet.
Oh,
Trustee Hunt said it was.
yes, 2012, 2013.
No, 11 and 12.
11 and 12. Or 12 and 13.
It's 12 and 13. It's because some work to do fiscal year 2012 and 2013.
My paper says 2011 and 2012.
That's what mine said.
So I would like
2011.
clarity.
This says 2011. May 1st of 2011.
Right here. For the audit for fiscal year ending April 2012.
Here's what I'm looking at, right here.
We have a representative here from Casperic's office.
Yeah, I mean,
Debbie, can you make that clear? Stand up, please.
Yes, you're talking about on the second page where it has the dates of 2011 and 12?
Yes.
That's one of the tasks that needs to be completed, is reconciling the beginning account balances to the prior year audit balances from fiscal year 11. So that's just one of the tasks that needs to be done. In order to move forward with 12, we have to make sure that everything matches the last audit.
So this is for 12 and 13?
So this is to prepare for the 12 and 13 audits.
And it includes the
That's
stuff
one
that
of the
needs to be
tasks,
done?
yeah, that's just one of the items that needs to be done in order to do so.
And we have you working for us now.
Yes.
And the job you're doing for us now wasn't part of this? That's what I'm confused in.
Some of it was, we've been doing some work towards that, and then we've been doing other projects as well, and working with the finance director. And some of the old items kind of shifted over when there was not a finance director, and we were assisting with some other tasks in there, so all of these items did not originally get completed.
Are you clear on that, Trustee Findell?
Yeah,
The 36,000, is that a not to exceed, or is that?
Yeah, I want to make a motion to change that to not to exceed 36,000.
for each year?
Yeah, for each year.
Because it's 36,000 per year, from my understanding of what I'm looking at.
That was an approximate amount, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so,
Change it to not to exceed.
okay, if the years are not complete,
Yeah, the account comes in is, depends on what we get into, if we get into or not to exceed.
right, if the projects cannot get completed, and we reach 36,000, is this board directing Casperic to stop what they're doing, in regards to having a final financial for those years? Because if that happens, Mr. Gonzalez's associates will not be able to complete the audit, if I'm correct. Mr. Gonzalez? If,
That's true.
Right now, you have outstanding to do the audit that for the period ending April 30th, 2012 hasn't been done. Usually the audit is due 6 months after the close of the fiscal year. So April 30th, 2012 would have been due in October 2012. April 30, 2013 would have been due October 2013. Those are the 2 years that the village is delinquent in filing audits.
Which we're under some time constraints now here since we've been notified by the comptroller's office that these audits have to be completed, correct?
Right. But the audit cannot commence unless the village provides us with a completed trial balance. So unless the village completes their side of the work, we cannot come in and do the audit. We are independent. We cannot assist in preparing the books and records. The books and records have to be provided to us by the village or their consultants, and in this case it would be Kasparic & Co.
And we understand that.
I just want to make it clear, is this board giving direction to Kasper's company if they cannot complete the financials, if they get to the billing up to $36,000, do this board want them to stop where they cannot afford the final information, trial balances, and complete everything to get to Gonzalez and Associates for them to complete this audit?
My question would be, how does Kasparic feel about what they're quoting? If they're saying 36,000 or not to exceed 36,000, is that because you think you can get it done within that?
Yes, basically, that's what we're anticipating. I did a detailed analysis of what we expect that it's going to be, and that's the best estimate.
Okay, I just want to make it clear for the record, because we would have to come back in front of this board to get additional authority to spend more money with Kasparic if it's not completed.
I don't want to spend more money. I just think if they say they can do it for 36,000, they should do it for 36,000.
I agree.
No matter how long it takes.
And you would be able to, if you needed extra money, you'd probably be able to give us a month notice or 2 to 3 weeks notice if you, and then you can maybe present that you need an extra 5 or 6,000. I hope you won't wait till June 15th to say.
It's like, hey, we went over, right, yeah,
So
we'll be
just-
monitoring that as it goes along, so, you'll see each month.
What have you been working on now? Because I know, I see you over there, but, young lady, because you've been upstairs, you're back and forth, still working with us.
Yes.
So have you been working on this, not diligently, but kind of regularly?
We have, yes, we have started working on it.
So you kind of got a grasp on, a little handle on it,
Yes.
somewhat.
Yes, that's how we created the details for us of what still needed to be done, and then estimated based on, our prior experience and what it looks like the records have and how much time it would take to get that done.
My concern is, I thought we were doing this, and I thought we approved to be working on this. Now it's back before us in a form of each year instead of as both years put together.
No, I think originally when the letter of engagement to Kasparic, that was to start on our financials. We had no record.
We had no books, no workable books.
Right. So
And so it was put everything together so that we could know where we were at. We didn't know anything. We had no records of anything. And so they had to try to put together books and put together records and give us stuff that was usable. We couldn't even get decent reports. So I thought that's what they were working on.
Which was working toward the audit.
Yes.
no,
They go up like
not an issue. Trustee Hunt, you brought the original letter of engagement for Kasparic, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, to get them in here to just start working on the books, period. In that time period, they also worked on payroll and other issues that was pressing for the village.
Yeah, also, we can't forget, we actually fired, well, not fired, he was terminated, the finance director during that time. And so John Kasparic did spend some time actually running the accounting department. It was shifts during that engagement, but do you remember when Mike Smith was let go?
That was.
Mike Woods was terminated.
And
They-
there was a separate accounting for that, from my understanding.
There was an increase in the letter of engagement is what it was. I think everybody up here is familiar with, because we have communicated, the condition that we found once we got a hold of the papers. I won't say the books. I mean, Stephanie's here, she will attest to it. I've been here, and I told everybody here, it was appalling, the condition of the office. Forget the papers, the books. There were checks everywhere. We had to find out who was on first before we could even throw the first pitch. We did not expect, none of us, I don't believe anyone up here, or Stephanie or myself, thought it would be the nightmare that we had upstairs. If just one instance, to remember when I spoke to the previous finance director, I said, what did we take in downstairs yesterday? And they go, I don't know. I don't get reports until maybe a week or two later. Did I expect to get that? Did Casper expect to get that? No. We've been cleaning that up on a daily basis. Now we are to the point that we are notified by the state of Illinois Comptroller's Office, as the mayor said, your books have not been presented to the state in a timely fashion. You are 2+ years behind, as Mr. Gonzalez just stated. We need to get it done, not tomorrow, but yesterday. Casperic's people, from the meeting that was called for with Trustee Hunt on Friday, with the Casperic people, with Mr. Gonzalez's people, myself, the mayor, and Mr. Hunt, dedicated to strictly getting the books in order so that the stamp of an auditor can be placed on them on or before the due dates that were set by the state of Illinois through the negotiations of Mr. Gonzalez. And I'll even take credit a little bit, I've been talking to the attorneys. He's got a little bit more power. He's been talking to the deputy chief in the comptroller's office. Mr. Gonzalez should get a round of applause from this board for getting the comptroller's office off our backs until, I believe it's September is the first due date, Mr. Gonzalez?
September 30th for the first audit,
Right.
December for the second.
Where we would be dealing with the state auditors in here on a daily basis, and it's not that they'd be free. I can guarantee you from past experiences, talking to other managers and administrators in the area where the state has gone in, it cost a lot more than what we got on the books before you tonight. I was also, when I had my hand up, I was going to suggest that if we're talking about accountability and a not to exceed amount, they will be billing on a month-to-month basis. We will provide the board with their invoice. So you will see how many hours at $90 an hour, what the balance is, so that, no, as Mr. Hunt said, we're not gonna wait, or hopefully we won't have to come back before the board, but we'll know far enough in advance how close we are to the not to exceed amount.
Good. Any more discussion? Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve John Kasparic engagement letters for fiscal year 2013 and 2012. I'd like to make a motion that the work does not exceed $36,000 for this year.
We also board approve.
Oh, and we'll seek board approval if they need additional fees, past the $36,000.
Second.
Okay. We're making an amendment. There wasn't really no problem. But the letter of engagement says not to exceed. So we will say that. All right, this motion on the floor to accept letter of engagement with John Kasparic and Associates. It's been seconded. A roll call. No further discussion.
With the amendment, I take it.
While I've been in the room, there's only been one motion. Correct me if there was a previous motion, but I understand the first motion is the motion just made by Trustee Hunt to approve the engagement letters for fiscal year 2012 and 2013 at an amount not to exceed $36,000 or otherwise to seek board approval. Motion by Trustee Hunt, second by Trustee Bendel.
Okay. Roll call.
I'm not been Bill.
No.
There were several trustees that seconded, so.
Well, I'm just saying because she didn't open her mouth at all.
Okay,
That was Smith and myself when she said it.
okay.
Trustee, Mr. Mayor, would you like to recognize the second on that?
We recognize trustee Smith as a second. on the agenda. Okay,
Trustee Bendel?
Aye.
Trustee Pearson?
Aye.
Trustee Smith?
Aye.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
motion carries 6 ayes. Okay, we're back to the second one, is that correct?
Second one, yes, is with GW and Associates Public Accounts. Again, there are 2 documents for 2 different fiscal years. These were emailed out on Friday at 4:56 p.m. and I believe the board was just given hard copies. These will coincide with the engagement letters that were just awarded to Casteric. This is for the auditing work that will be accomplished once Casteric's work is completed.
Okay, can we get a motion to approve the letter of engagement for our auditor, GWA?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the GW and Associates engagement letter for fiscal year 2012 and fiscal year 2013.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the engagement letter for GW Associates. Any discussion?
Yes. What page? The page for the, cost.
Trustee Bendel, the microphone.
It's on the third
It
page.
doesn't work.
Third page.
Third page,
Here.
Okay, I got third page.
At the
last
bottom.
paragraph.
Last
It is already states that
Okay.
it will be a not to exceed amount of $60,000 per audit.
With 20,000 down each audit retainer.
And I might add that if the comptroller came in and forced us to accept their audit, we're looking in the area of $125,000, $150,000. So by putting this letter of engagement in with GW Associates, we're looking at substantially reducing the cost of the village audit for each year. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Bendel?
Aye.
Trustee Pearson?
Aye.
Trustee Smith?
Aye.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
6 ayes, motion carried. Okay. The next thing, I also like to take this time to recognize Mr. Gonzalez, but I'm not going to say Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez is also the mayor of Chicago Heights. Their firm has been in business for a long time. They do audits for a number of municipalities in the south suburban area. And I trust that they will do a good job in getting our audits done, or we'll be in compliance with the state. Okay, the next thing on the agenda, the regular agenda, is the citizens' address. Tonight, we're going to have 2 citizens' address because we have a committee of the whole meeting after our regular board meeting, after this meeting adjourned. So if anyone would like to address the board, they can step forward and do that now. Ms. Parker, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine, and also the board. My name is Barbara Parker, and I am a resident of Dolton. I'm concerned about a tree that's in front of my house. I have been told that if it's alive, it cannot be cut down. My other question is, can the limbs that are in the street be cut off? Reason being, every day, I have to pull my hose out from the backyard and scrub my car off. It's not a rinse off, it's not a brush off or whatever, it's every day. So anyone who comes to visit or whatever, who parks in front of my house, will have to have their cars washed if it's there for any length of time, like overnight or whatever. So the question is, can the limbs be cut?
Well, I would say that the tree can be trimmed, but it's gonna be pretty hard to trim it straight up. And in this time of year, when the trees are budding, and you have a lot of sap from it, sometimes whether your car is underneath the tree or whether it's a car or two away
Well,
from the tree.
now it's
with
not difficult if they trim it now with the limbs because it just started, I started this last year
Mhm.
asking about this
Okay,
tree.
just, okay, if you give a thought first, I'll be sure to trim it for you. Okay? You don't have to give your address out now, but if you get with the superintendent, I'll make sure it's trimmed this week.
Good evening, Mayor and trustees. I've been a resident of Dolton for about 28 years, and I'm real concerned about the potholes. I'm so afraid I'm gonna break an axle on my car as I go down East End at 157 and East End.
Right.
And along Greenwood, which is the main thoroughfare,
Mhm.
there's debris. I know it was covered by all the snow that we've had, but now it's very visible, and it's an eyesore.
Right.
And on yesterday, I was in one of the businesses on 7th Street. And I asked the person that was waiting on me, I said, "Did you guys ever clean up behind the stores?" "Yeah, we try to get it clean," he said, "but we also need the police to cooperate." He said, "We called the police and asked them to come and have the people that are loitering to move along. And they come, they just kind of look around, come through and go through the alley and they leave. But behind those stores, and even in front of the stores, it is so much debris. I'm surprised we're not overrun with vermin, because those dumpsters are always filled to the max. And it's dirty, it's just really, really behind most of the businesses on 147th Street. So I don't know, if that's public works or if that's another department, but something needs to be done.
I'm gonna say we're in the early spring. Just today, I spoke to Deputy Chief. What did I talk to you about today?
The laundromat and
In the loitering.
the loitering.
In the loitering. Just today, I spoke with him about it, and we're gonna make arrests for loitering. As far as cleanliness is concerned, we have our community service officers has been issuing tickets for filth. But as you can realize that 3 weeks ago, we had snow,
Yes.
and there was a lot of debris. We filled over 300 potholes so far. They were out today filling potholes, and they're out every day as long as the weather permits. I was through your area today. You got a big pothole at 157th and Madison, on 157th Street. That's going to be taken. I was on the east end. I was on your block today. That's tomorrow. So we're trying to fill the potholes, and we've had some. And please forgive us. We're not really sure what's happening with our PA system here, but occasionally it happens. But we're going to address those issues. We have the Sheriff's Department with their SWAT program. They were providing us assistance one time a week last year. I've had a discussion with the Sheriff's Office. Now they're providing assistance with us every Thursday throughout the summer. So they know we're looking at between 30 to 60 personnel that's on the SWAT program on a weekly basis coming in the village, cleaning up certain areas. So we're addressing that, but if you can just be a little patient with us.
And just remember, Dolton goes farther than 154.
Right.
Because that part seems to be fairly clean.
Yeah.
Once you get there going south, which we're on the southern tip of the village, it tends to not be taken care of.
Well, to be frank with you, your area is kind of exceptionally clean. The homeowners in that area, a lot of new construction there, really take good care of their properties in regards to it. Then there's a few there that don't, but for the most part, the lawns and the beautification over in that area is pretty good. But I was over there today. we're gonna address that. I was meeting with county representatives today. There's several lights out there. There's a light out at 158th and Greenwood. And I've also asked them to put some additional lighting over in that area, the areas that are dark. So, I'm working on it for you.
Thank you.
If I can piggyback off of her, Matt, Superintendent.
Yeah,
I don't know your last name, sorry. Stacy, yes, I did. On 155th and Cottage Road, where there was that water main break,
yes, ma'am.
what are you all doing about that? Because as people try to avoid that puddle of rocks, they still get pulled all out in the street.
The asphalt plant just opened up at the end of last week. We're gonna start getting a lot of them patched and filled in.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, and heads. I just wanted to remind everyone that Prevention Week, Southland Prevention Coalition, we began this today. We had our Real Talk at Dolton Public Library. Tomorrow we will have our Teen Cafe at New Community Church at 11 a.m. We will have our 3-on-3 basketball tournament at Dolton Park on Thursday the 24th, as well as we'll end up the Prevention Week 2014 on Friday at Thornridge High School with the Youth Assembly on alcohol and drug abuse. So we'd like for you guys to really support that. We thank you for allowing us to put our flyers in the hallway there, but we just wanted everyone to be aware of the Southland Prevention Coalition and the events that are taking place. Also, Mayor, the Youth Commission presented a letter about the beautification down Greenwood, and I think you said you were working on some things with Menard, so
Right.
we'll just wait on that.
Well, I've asked a couple of businesses to, I had a meeting today, with a couple of business owners, and I've sent a letter out to Menards and asked them for a donation in regards to some beautification down Sibley Boulevard in Greenwood and also Chicago Road. I have not had a response yet. The general manager of this local Menards is willing to participate, but he has to get the green light from, in Wisconsin.
All right, good.
Oaktown, Wisconsin.
So that the youth, this is something that we've been trying to do for the last 2 years for the maple trees. The maple trees have taken a real bad beating over the last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And knowing that my background is in horticulture, that it's important that they wanted to just put some mulch, trim the trees, because those maple trees, when they're taken care of and maintained, they're absolutely beautiful.
There's a little problem there. Now, Greenwood is a state maintained road, and unfortunately, when they, is that?
We own that.
No.
Greenwood Road used to be a county route. After the roadway was reconstructed from Sibley Boulevard to 159th, there was a jurisdictional transfer. So the village owns Greenwood Road, so they own and maintain it.
Okay, well, the state must don't know it, because I see them dropping salt down Greenwood.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Don't tell me. But anyway, there may be, what happens is, especially when you drop the salt down, you'll notice along the curves, it kills the grass, and sometimes it overspray, gets into the plants
And
there
gets
also.
into the roots of
Yeah,
it, yes.
kind of destroys it. But, certainly I'm trying to get anything you can to, because there's some nice trees there that went along.
Yes, they're maple trees and they're absolutely beautiful. So
The
I'll
second person is a compliment to Mayor, someone else brought it up about, some assistance with the maintenance of those trees with Greenwood.
So you'll just get back with us to?
Yeah, we'll try to help. I'll get you some mulch. I can get that for sure.
Oh, well, that's great. The young people will have no problem doing the rest.
I can get you some mulch.
Okay,
I can get that this week.
thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor,
Good
members
evening.
of the Board of Trustees, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerry Geneva, and we want to put up a grocery store, full-service grocery store in Dolton at 300 West Sibley that would employ 80 Dolton families, first priority to Dolton residents. Would provide $85,000 a year minimum tax revenues for the village of Dolton, and it would provide an economic engine in the western corridor of Sibley Boulevard. I am an economic development consultant for the seller of 300 West Sibley. It's an LLC. Mr. Bob Michael is here tonight. He's a realtor and former Chicago police officer. And Nick Yokovich is representing Farm Fresh Meats and Produce. He'll be with the Garden Department, Lawn and Garden Department. Former Public Works Chairman, Calumet City Commissioner, Nick Yokovich.
Now, you know, Mr. General, you're on you're on the agenda.
Oh, I didn't know if this was the appropriate time.
No, you're on the agenda. We're gonna adjourn this meeting right after this.
Oh, I
citizens
apologize,
address.
Mayor. I can sit down and take it up from there?
Yeah, yeah, because you're on,
All right, thank you.
say any
Take some time.
Okay. Okay. Mr.
It's pretty nice you guys are giving the boot just for me. For those that don't know me, my name is Jerry Jones. I'm currently the athletic director for the Dolton Bears Youth Football Organization. And I'm proud to say that this is gonna be my 26th year